We are having here a very exclusive fireside chat now, where we are going to talk about Elmar's career path, about the future of the media landscape, and about the future of RTL. And I'm really looking forward to this chat, so please a big round of applause for Elmar Heggen.
Thank you.
So Elmar, let's sit down. How many subscriptions do you have?
All in all,
Yes.
let me think. 6 or 7 altogether.
Okay. Yeah. How do you relax after a long day of work? What's your activity?
So what I like is moving, and it has different forms. Sometimes it's hiking, it's mountain biking. It can be a round of tennis or something like this. What I also like when I have spare time is to build with Lego. I like
Lego.
it. Yeah, that's probably the most creative you can get as a business person.
So at the beginning, I said that you have been involved in many strategic business decisions that transformed RTL Group. What would you say? What was the most challenging transaction over the last 25 years?
That's always difficult to say, but what is true is that when you start doing transactions within the group, because you deal eventually with colleagues, and nobody would like to lose out, so to say. So you are even more demanding, more focused, making sure that you really got into all angles when doing due diligence and so forth. And what is equally difficult is if you do transactions in an environment where you don't master the language.
And in these transactions, talks often break down. So how do you get back together to the table?
You need to take breaks from time to time. Just call off at this point in time, saying that, well, it takes two to tango, and apparently we can't agree, and you then try to reconvene either the next day or the week after.
Emma, you've been with RTL for a very long time. I just said it. That's not typical nowadays. We talked about it before. Why are you here with RTL for so long?
To be honest, at the very beginning, I did not expect me being here after 25 years, because I started my career at RTL back, in 25 years ago. And I said to myself, it's an interesting company, very international. You can use your language skills, leverage on your experience that you've made with your previous company. I was lucky because I was able to move within the organization, take over additional responsibilities. I can grow up in my company, and that's what you end up doing then.
Let's talk about strategy, about the RTL Group strategy. I think everybody here in this room knows that the media landscape is changing very fast. There are a lot of things changing, but change also brings opportunities for those who are ready to shape the future.
Yeah. We would like to try to get to the speed spot in the national markets, with Videoland in the Netherlands, with RTL Plus in Germany and Hungary, with M6 Plus in France. That's where we'd like to play. And there I believe we have a very strong position, because we have all it takes. We have strong content, we have strong brands, we have stronger and stronger technology. Let's focus on what we know best, and let's focus where we have all the ingredients it takes to be competitive and strong. And let's grow our streaming business, bring it to profitability, and start to make margins with it.
Okay, talking about strong content, I know we have colleagues from Fremantle here with us today. What's special about Fremantle, they do not produce exclusively for RTL.
So I think that Fremantle will need to continue to run sufficiently independently when it comes to being capable to sell the content to other companies. And often these companies are not competitors. The public broadcaster is to a certain extent competitor as long as he or she can broadcast advertising, and typically this is in most countries restricted to a low percentage. And often they sell content to broadcasters in which we don't have any kind of activities in terms of broadcasting. So I don't think that this overlap is very significant.
I know we also have colleagues from RTL Hungary and Luxembourg here. What do you say, how important are these smaller units?
As important as the other markets. It would be wrong to penalize them because of lack of scale, so to say. These countries are smaller, they have less people. They are not as big as, for example, France or Germany. But still, our ambition is to be the leader in the respective countries, to be the national champion, so to say. And we focus on these countries as well.
Okay, let's talk about partnership. What do you think, how important is networking for you?
That's the beauty of RTL. We are not a single national media group. We are a multinational group having similar activities in various countries. And you should leverage on that, because this is what makes RTL different. And this is also what makes us stronger in the national competition that you would be in. And that competition is changing. We are more and more competing with the international platforms. So also we need to think about our approaches differently. Sometimes it makes sense to team up with your national rival and to fight the international platforms, because that's where the money is going to. If you look at all the streaming models, they are more and more also advertising funded. So the big global giants, they get quite a significant part of your cake. Those, in my view, are the competitors. And hence, this is why we feel it is necessary to consolidate in the various markets. It's necessary in order to be competitive. And you should repair the roof when the sun is shining. We need to basically exploit opportunities for consolidation as we speak and in the nearer future, because it's only then that we will remain competitive in the long run against the international platforms. That's really my belief. Times will not be easier going forward, in my view, because we need to be realistic. There will be a continuous erosion of linear viewing. Let's face it. We will be successful, in my view, to replace some of what we would lose with streaming and other activities. But the more we can diversify, the more we will be able to offset the decrease in reach with other revenue streams, additional money that we haven't been able to tap into so far.
Okay, so do you think that streaming will fill up this hole eventually?
Partly.
Only partly?
Yeah, I think so, because it will be tough. Look, we are convinced that we can successfully migrate parts of our business activities to the non-linear world. And that's what we are doing. But we also need to be honest. Migration and transformation means if you build something new, you basically need also to unbuild the legacy business. So it's going to be a constant transformation where we will also need to adjust from time to time our structural cost base to the new revenue realities. That's also part of our job. And that is something that we need to do jointly. And that is, in my view, something that we are capable of doing. So I'm not at all pessimistic. I think we have all it takes, as we mentioned earlier. Strong brands, strong content. We have a fleet of business propositions that hardly any other group can offer. And if we focus on the markets in which we are, when it comes to the kind of streaming and broadcast businesses, we'll be successful. And if we continue to rely on the creativity and on the production capabilities of Fremantle, again, we'll be successful. So I'm optimistic, but it requires a preparedness to really kind of migrate to all these additional business models, the new business models, and to really also have the courage to transform our business and to adjust everything that needs to be adjusted.
So what do you think, how long will linear television still be with us today, asking for a friend?
I think that this is not going to die. It is changing. And if you today look what is happening, the younger generation consumes less and less free-to-air. When they consume it for news, for sports, and then for live programming. So we need to be present with our content on all platforms.
I want to talk to you about transactions, M&A, and I know that we have some colleagues here from RTL Netherlands, from Group MCs. Could you give us an update on the things that happened there?
Oh, yeah, that is unfortunately also what needs to happen from time to time in the transformation. So that wasn't the plan. We wanted to proactively consolidate, lead the consolidation in the Netherlands. We were not a seller initially, but we became a seller because the authorities didn't support our initiative. And we continue to believe that consolidation mid to long run is a must, and hence we ended up selling. In France, we were unfortunately facing a similar destiny. It didn't work with TF1. On the other side here, the jury is still out in a sense that today we are continuously building the value of MCs, and waiting for the right moment to retry consolidation opportunities. We need to act responsively here as management team and act in the best interest of our shareholders. And the best interest is to create optionality. It doesn't mean that we would act afterwards and do whatever. But we just need to be in a position to do what we feel is needed for our assets to remain competitive in the mid to long run. So that's what we're working on. The good thing is that we're doing it from a position of strength.
So what would you say, what were your biggest milestones in your career?
I think that you need 3 factors for a career. The first is you need a solid toolkit. That's education. It's basically, you need to have what it takes to be successful in your job. Then you need a mentor, someone who looks after you. That's very important because in a broader organization, a big organization, if you don't have someone who's promoting you, looking after you, pushing you, it's tough. And then you need another factor, which is luck. You need to be lucky in a sense that you need to have the opportunity to grab an opportunity that is presented to you at the right point in time. So I was lucky, and I had a mentor, and I was able to move because there were opportunities that freed up, and I was able to grab them. It's, I think, a mixture of 3 factors. It's toolkit, it's mentor, it's luck. I think that as long as you do what you like, this is a conditio sine qua non. If you start being in a position where what you do is not what you like, you need to correct this. You need to, because that is where you get your intrinsic motivation from. If you really are keen on doing what you do, this is very important. And then you need to dare to put things into question, to push for changes, because we need to rock the boat. As we said earlier, we are in the middle of a transformation, and it's not going to be over next year. That transformation will continue. So we need to be courageous. So my advice is be courageous. Do what you like, put things into question, and really come here with a lot of energy, talk to those that potentially can help you to make things change. Be outspoken. That's what we need. And it's not that we only say it, we really mean it like this. So tell us what you think, and don't tell me what I would like to hear. It's a big difference.
Elmar, thank you very much.
I thank you, and I wish you all the best in your different positions and careers. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. I don't ask you to be here in 25 years, but I can only invite you to see the beauty of the company. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Danke.
Thank you.